everybody, and welcome to another edition of Poland Daily Travel. We're here in Kętrzyn, which is a town to the east of Gizycko in the Masurian Lake District. Behind me, you'll see the 14th century castle, which is not a huge affair, but extremely impressive in its own small way. There it is. Looks more like a sort of a grand house, doesn't it? What's the importance of this particular town, which is also called Rostenburg in Polish? Even, still remnants of its dual Polish-Prussian personality, Teutonic personality, if you will, because indeed this castle was built by the Teutonic Knights. Strategic? Do you think it's a strategic place? Well, it doesn't really matter what we think. Generals and leaders over the years, kings, princes, you name it, have considered this to be an extremely important position to defend and to possess and to defend, including Adolf Hitler during World War II and before. In fact, his wolf's lair is very close to here. And by coincidence, the home of Count von Stauffenberg, who tried unsuccessfully to blow Hitler up in the summer of 1944, had his own family residence not far from here. I want to just take a break, and we'll go over here, a brief break, and go over here. I want to show you where we are and show you why it's strategically significant and some of the history of the fortifications throughout the Masurian, Warmian and Masurian district. So bear with me. Thanks for staying with us, and I want to take you to the board here, as they do in all those news shows, but we have just this tourist board here. But I want to explain to you the strategic significance of the area we're in. Now, if you were watching previous programs, we were in Gizycko. It's here. We were in the fortress, which is between these two large lakes. That's Gizycko. Over here is Suwalki. Here is Lithuania. And off this map, here is Kaliningrad, this brown line, and you can see the fortress of Kaliningrad. Of course, once upon a time, that was Teutonic Knights as well, but since 1945 was, for some reason that no one really understands, given to the Russians, and now we're reaping the benefits. At any rate, apart from sarcasm, let's move on. Here's the castle in Olsztyn. You've seen that one before, and we've seen Gizycko. That's the southernmost castle of the well, perhaps Jaldovo. They're next to each other, of the Teutonic Knights. Here we have, where are we right now? We are Kętrzyn. There's Kętrzyn, and there's the castle right behind us. And over here we'll find the wolf's lair in this area, just outside town. It's only a few kilometers. You bicycle over there. It's a very strategic place between Gizycko and Kętrzyn, the wolf's lair, Adolf Hitler's headquarters, where they tried to kill him, where Count von Stauffenberg tried to kill him in the summer of 1944. You see these lakes, very strategic series of rather large lakes in between to providing any sort of invasion. Not providing, but providing defense against and preventing invasion from the east. And then down here, another big section of lakes, Mikołajki, and small lakes dotted all through, rolling hills, not so easy to pass, and much easier to defend than to take. Right, so that's where we are. We're in Kętrzyn. Next stop, the Wolf's Lair, where Adolf Hitler was nearly killed in the summer of 1944, and which he called his forward command post. promised, the wolf's lair. I can see Hitler's bunker, and you'll see it yourselves soon. This is where Hitler was working. It's not the place that was blown up. That was an office place, but this is the place where Hitler was living and working for a very short time in November of 1944 until he moved to Berlin and ended up living in the bunker in Berlin for the last few months of the war. Here, though, we would find amongst these ruins, which are substantial because the place was heavily bombed and I believe also blown up by the Russians, which they tended to do to anything German that was any kind of monument to German history or military history. This place has been somewhat turned into a, well, not a memorial, perhaps a warning about what happened all those years ago. And it becomes even more poignant and important to remember now because of the kind of tyrannical invasion that we're facing from Russia to Ukraine and threatening further west. So it's fitting to be here at this particular time and thinking about Adolf Hitler and the sort of things that he was responsible for and how he ended up. Thus be to tyrants is the state motto of my state, Virginia. It also reminds me of the poem Ozymandias, where you come upon the stones in the desert, and that's all that remains of the once great ruler. It's a good thing to remember. Despite all that so-called organization and all the money spent and all the lives spent, in the end, this is a fitting symbol for what Adolf Hitler left behind, and it's a fitting symbol for what the tyrant Putin is doing now. So I'll leave you with that. This is Poland Daily Travel, the Wolf's Lair, in Poland, Missouri.